What's up, Wildcards? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing great. Now, if you're new here, this is Wildcard Journeys. I'm your host, Eric, and on this channel, I hit the road to make videos about the paranormal, various urban legends, or whatever I might encounter out there on the road. If that sounds like your kind of traveling, consider subscribing, and welcome to the journey. Now, at the time of the release of this video, the United States and most of the world were under a self-quarantine due to the coronavirus pandemic. So I reached out to other content creators in the paranormal field and suggested a collaboration while under quarantine, a Collaboratine. I made that up. Some of them I know personally and you've seen in previous videos of mine. Others I'm familiar with because I follow their YouTube channel or other social media. They were all happy to participate, and it was a great opportunity to introduce everyone to new audiences with an interest in various paranormal topics. In this video, I wanted to ensure a diverse group of topics. So they range from vampires to urban legends to ghost hunting to historical mysteries to the paranormal elements of true crime stories. In the description below, I've included links to everyone's channels and websites, so please check them out and follow them on their adventures into the unknown. So I asked everyone two questions. First, what advice would they give to someone who is interested in going into their particular field of paranormal investigation? And what movie or TV show about their field of interest would they recommend everyone watch because it's fairly close to how it's done? First up, Tammy Murr Chavez. She is one half of the dynamic duo from the Wayward Paranormal podcast. They cover not only true crime, but its paranormal aftermath as well. She and I teamed up to go ghost hunting my most recent video filmed at the Elks Lodge in Van Nuys, California. I'll attach a link to that little adventure right here if you want to check that out. In the meantime, Tammy, take it away.
Hey guys, hey Eric. It's Tammy Murr Chavez from the Hollywood True Crime and Paranormal podcast of Wayward Paranormal. My co-host Bryce Mitchell-Williams is unfortunately not here with me because we are practicing social distancing. Hashtag no matokes. Out of the two of us, I would have to say I'm the one that primarily does a lot of the field work and the paranormal investigation. So I like to go into an investigation knowing my 3 R's. My research, my respect, and my rapport. Because you don't want to look stupid going into an investigation, calling out and trying to do an EVP with an entity. You're calling them out by the wrong name. They're standing in the corner thinking, really bitch, like that's not my name. Here's some pieces of advice if you're going to investigate for the first time. You want to be a paranormal investigator. All right, do I need to drop millions of dollars on equipment? No, you don't. You just need the basics. You need a K2 meter, a voice recorder, a flashlight, because you don't want to walk into the dark and trip over something and hurt yourself, obviously. And of course, a camera. You could use the voice memo and camera on your iPhone just by setting your phone on airplane mode. All right, my favorite horror movie, based on the paranormal, obviously, has to be the 1980 film, The Changeling. And if you're a paranormal nerd, you know what I'm talking about. Let me give you a little rundown of it. So homeboy moves into a mansion in the country by himself. He's a composer. He wants to find a nice quiet place. Doesn't happen. Turns out that he's not the only one living there. He is sharing the place with an entity that is trying to make communication with him, obviously causing a bunch of hauntings in that mansion. So the composer takes it upon himself to investigate. Yes. And what I love so much about this film is that it highlights the early forms and ways of EVP work.
Are you the child killed by the coal cart?
No.
We are here to help you. What is your name? What is your name?
Always sends chills down my spine every time I watch the scenes. One of the best scenes. And of course, this movie also embodies some pretty iconic horror movie scenes of the little ball bouncing down the stairs. We've seen this recreated in other films. All right, Eric, thank you so much for involving us in this video. We hope that everyone stays safe, they're washing their hands, and that they stay Hollyweird. Much love.
Thanks again, Tammy. That was great advice and good call on the movie. I haven't seen that one in years. If you would like to check out her favorite movie for yourself, it is available in its entirety for free on YouTube. And for your convenience, I've attached a link to it down below next to the link for the Wayward Paranormal Podcast website. Thanks again, Tammy. Tell Bryce I said, what up? Next up, we have Gabriel from Wayward America, a very polite young man from South Carolina with a penchant for digging up unusual stories straight out of American history. Go for it, Gabriel.
I'm Gabriel from Wayward America. On Wayward America, we investigate urban legends, historical mysteries, obscure religions, monsters, aliens, ghosts, you name it. We all have different perspectives, but my personal approach to the paranormal is that you have to be unendingly open-minded. My team and I often go into an investigation with just enough knowledge of where to look, but no preconceived notions of what we'll find. In the paranormal field, it's very easy to ignore something if you're looking for something else. One thing I would tell someone who's just starting out is, well, first of all, don't conduct a botched seance in your room. Second, don't take yourself too seriously. People will try to tell you this exists and this doesn't, this happens and this doesn't, but the truth is nothing can really be known about the paranormal but by personal experience. If I had to pick a movie about the paranormal that resonated best with me, well, I don't watch many movies, but there was an episode of Psych where they went and looked for Bigfoot, and I think that's one that I relate to quite well. Ultimately, not finding what you're looking for, but having fun along the way. So get out there, have fun, and don't be afraid of the dark.
Thank you, Gabriel. That is a great outlook to have, and I am so glad you made it out of that seance in one piece. You are a wild man. Don't let anyone tell you different. Speaking of wild men, that Bigfoot episode of Psych is the third episode from Season 7, titled Lassie Jerky. Now, no one can specialize in every subject, which is why when I have a project that has a uniquely vampiric element to it, well, there's really only one true expert I can turn to, Rose Sinister. You may remember her as the unfairly charming tour guide from my New Orleans Vampire Tour video last year. It's been one of my most consistently popular videos, so I'll attach a link to it right up here if you want to check it out. Now, I've known people that were into vampires, but she is on an entirely different level, even having appeared on the Today Show because of her expertise. And now that I think about it, I've only ever really seen her in the evening, and she's very, very fair-skinned. You don't think? No.
Hi, I'm Rose Sinister from the Rose Sinister Vampires podcast and YouTube channel. I'm a vampire scholar, expert, historian, and when the world isn't ending due to a global pandemic, I'm a full-time professional vampire tour guide in the historic French Quarter in New Orleans. My advice to anybody who wanted to get into this sort of paranormal investigation, talking about vampires, learning about these stories is don't be afraid to reach out to scholars on Twitter, academics, people who have published papers on this stuff. You'd be surprised how supportive the community actually is to those who take the initiative, who want to expand their knowledge, and who want to learn more. Now, as far as my favorite vampire movie of all time is, it's not Interview with the Vampire, although the 1994 film is close to my bleak little heart. It has been surpassed by Only Lovers Left Alive, a Jim Jarmusch directed gem with Tilda Swinton and Tom Hiddleston as two vampires who have been in love for centuries. The film masterfully explores immortality and love across the centuries. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I hope that you love it as much as I do.
Thank you, Rose. You are a doll. Be sure to check out her podcast, her channel, her gothic world, if you dare. She's a vampire. Zodiac Supernatural. What stood out to me about this team is that they seek to cleanse a location of any negative spirits, which not a lot of paranormal investigators attempt given the inherent risk involved. Here is the lead investigator, Cody, sharing his insights.
Hey everyone, my name is Cody Dotson, or Leo, from Zodiac Supernatural. We're a group of ghost hunters who go around and investigate other locations to try and make videos that are entertaining and educational for people to learn and understand the paranormal. My suggestion for any new ghost hunters out there is to just go ahead and get out there. Do it. Don't be afraid. A lot of people I come in contact with tell us that they're too scared to start ghost hunting or start ghost hunting bigger locations. My suggestion for that is just get with someone that's experienced. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to get on out there and try new things. Truth be told, as long as you treat them as they're living, you'll have a higher chance of getting more activity. They were once alive too. And the more you do, the more you feel confident and the more knowledge you'll gain through experience to maybe lead your own team one day. When I was young, before shows of supernatural or ghost hunters even existed, I was already ghost hunting, trying new things, experimenting. But when these shows came out, fictional or nonfiction, I ended up starting to learn and understand what they were doing, then take it to research through books and the internet to find out that some of the stuff that they do is real, and some of the stuff they do is fake. But after I started realizing what was real, I started digging deeper and finding out the correct ways to investigate. What I'm saying is that you can do it too. Don't be afraid to get out there and do your research. Just make sure to have fun and be safe out there.
Thank you, Cody. That was a great perspective, and the night vision was a nice touch. You and your team be safe out there. Our last video is from Jeff and Linda of Virginia Paranormal Investigations. I found their channel from a video they made about putting together a ghost hunting kit, which at nearly 50,000 views makes it one of the most watched videos on that subject on all of YouTube, which is no small feat. I'll attach a link to that video down below if you're interested in putting one together for yourself. Until then, take it away, Jeff and Linda.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Linda.
And we're with Virginia Paranormal Investigations. And we're here tonight to talk to you about urban legends, which is one of my favorite things to investigate because the environment is so uncontrolled. It's not like you're in a building where it's locked down and there's people there watching over it.
Right.
Anything can happen at any moment.
Yeah, anything. Yeah. There are a lot of considerations when you go out to an urban legend to investigate. Safety being the priority. You really have to stay safe because, like you said, you're out there in the middle of nowhere. A lot of times these are dark, creepy woods or abandoned roads or roads that are just not traveled very often. So you have to be safe about it, and you have to go in numbers, and you also have to make sure that you have some protection, whether it's a pepper spray or a gun or something, because a lot of people who prey upon the weak, criminals, know these places are one of those places where kids come out to, and they're looking to, you know,
absolutely
do some crime.
Which is why we carry guns.
Right.
We do.
Yeah.
But there's a plethora of urban legends here in Virginia.
There are.
One that I'd like to talk about while we have the time is Crawford Road, which is a really cool place in Yorktown, Virginia. Yeah. And it's a place where this bride hung herself from this bridge. And if you drive under this bridge, you're supposed to see her apparition come falling down from the bridge.
Right.
You see her in your rearview mirror kind of hanging there from the bridge. Mm-hmm. So it's a cool story. Yes. Would love to tell you more about it, but
you'll have to look it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, Google Crawford Road, CRAWFORD.
In Yorktown, Virginia.
Yes.
Well, thanks for giving us the time to talk, and stay safe out there.
Yes.
Thanks, Jeff and Linda. Very practical advice on the very real dangers investigators can encounter in the field. And the Bride of Crawford Road Bridge is a great story. I'm looking forward to that one from your channel. And there you have it, the very first Collaboratine. I want to personally thank everyone who participated for taking the time to create their videos and for their awesome advice on the paranormal. If you want to follow them on their forays into the unknown, I have provided links to all of their channels and websites down below in the description. And let them know Wildcard Journeys sent you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, comment below, share it with a friend. Better yet, hit subscribe and you can catch all my videos that hit the road for the paranormal, various urban legends, or whatever's out there. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the journey.